Do you ever feel confused about fear words? Many people use the same word again and again, no matter the situation. They say fear or afraid for everything. But fear is not just one feeling. It has different levels. And in this video, I will show you how to express fear based on how strong it really is. By the end, you will clearly know which word to use without confusion because we will learn through simple and interesting stories. Fear does not suddenly appear at full strength. It usually starts very small. At first, it may feel like nothing important, but slowly, step by step, it can grow into a much stronger feeling. Today, we will walk through this journey together. This is Alex. Alex is a calm and friendly person. He likes quiet places and peaceful moments. He also pays attention to his feelings, especially how people around him make him feel. At Alex's workplace, there is one coworker who complains all the time. He talks loudly, even when it is not needed. He often spreads negative thoughts. Being near this person feels tiring and unpleasant. This coworker is not dangerous. He is not threatening. Alex is not scared of him at all. But still, something about this person makes Alex feel uncomfortable inside. So Alex makes a quiet decision. He does not fight. He does not complain. He simply moves away and chooses a different place to sit. In this situation, we say that Alex avoids the coworker. To avoid someone means to stay away from them on purpose. There is no strong fear in this word. It is a calm and simple choice. People avoid others when they want peace or comfort. When we use the word avoid, the fear level is very low. Sometimes there is no fear at all. It is just a personal decision to protect your mood or energy. For example, we can say, Alex avoids his negative coworker. This sentence means Alex chooses to stay away so he can feel calm and comfortable. But avoiding someone is only the first level. What happens when a person makes you feel strange inside? Not scared, not in danger, just uneasy. That is the next step in our story. After work, Alex walks back to his home. Everything feels normal. The street is quiet. Nothing looks dangerous. But sometimes, fear does not need a reason to begin. Alex notices a new neighbor standing nearby. The man smiles, but the smile feels strange. It is not warm. It does not feel friendly. Alex cannot explain why, but something feels off. Nothing bad happens. The man does not say anything wrong. Still, Alex feels a small, tight feeling inside his chest. His body reacts before his mind understands. This does not happen just once. Every time Alex sees this neighbor, the same feeling returns. It is not fear, but it is not comfort either. The feeling quietly stays. Alex asks himself many questions. Why do I feel this way? Nothing bad has happened, but feelings do not always need logic. Sometimes they are just warnings. In this situation, we say that Alex feels uneasy around the neighbor. He is not afraid. He is not avoiding the man completely, but he does not feel relaxed when the man is nearby. To feel uneasy around someone means to feel uncomfortable in their presence. There is no clear danger. There is no strong fear. But something inside you does not feel right. This feeling is stronger than avoiding someone. It is not just a choice anymore. Your body feels it too. But it is still not full fear. For example, we can say, Alex feels uneasy around his new neighbor. This means Alex feels uncomfortable, even though nothing bad has happened. But what happens when discomfort turns into real fear? When your heart beats faster, and your mind starts to worry. That is when we move to the next level. One day, after finishing his work, Alex was walking home alone. The street was quiet, and the air felt calm. Nothing bad had happened yet, but the place felt different from before. As Alex walked further, he noticed a group of people standing nearby. They were loud and angry, and their behavior felt unpredictable. Alex did not know them, and he did not know what they might do. At that moment, Alex started to feel nervous. His heart began to beat faster, and his body became tense. Now, this was not just discomfort. This feeling was real fear. In this situation, we say that Alex fears the situation. He understands that something could go wrong. His mind is alert, and he becomes careful with every step. To fear something means you believe there is possible danger. You are no longer relaxed. Your mind and body are both ready to protect you. This level of fear is stronger than feeling uneasy. Alex is not guessing anymore. He clearly feels that the situation is unsafe. As Alex tried to walk away, he noticed something new. One person from the group started walking behind him. Now the fear felt closer and more personal. At this moment, Alex was no longer afraid of the situation. He was afraid of that person. The fear now had a face. To be afraid of someone means the fear is direct and personal. You feel the danger clearly, and your body wants to escape or protect itself. Alex walked faster, trying to get away. Even after the moment passed, the fear stayed in his mind. He kept thinking about what could happen next. This kind of fear has a name. It is called dread. That night, Alex reached home safely. Nothing bad happened. The door was locked, and the place was quiet. But even though his body was safe, his mind was not calm. Alex kept thinking about the moment again and again. He remembered the footsteps. He remembered the feeling. His mind kept asking, what if something bad happens next time? He tried to sleep, but his thoughts would not stop. He was not facing danger right now, but the fear of the future stayed with him. The next day, Alex needed to leave his home again. Before stepping outside, his chest felt heavy. Nothing bad was happening yet, but the fear had already started. In this situation, we say that Alex dreads going out. He fears what might happen. The fear comes from waiting and imagining, not from danger right now. To dread something means to fear it in advance. You worry about it again and again. Even before it happens, the fear feels real. This fear is stronger than being afraid in the moment. It stays with you. It follows you. It lives in your thoughts. Every step Alex takes feels heavy. He keeps looking around. He keeps expecting something bad. This is what dread feels like. For example, we can say, Alex dreads walking home alone. This means he fears it even before it happens. But fear can still grow stronger. Sometimes, fear hits you suddenly and completely. Your body freezes. Your mind stops thinking. That is the next and most extreme level. As Alex walked forward, something suddenly changed. The feeling in his body became very strong. His legs stopped moving. His mind went blank for a moment. This fear was no longer slow or quiet. The person suddenly stepped in front of him. There was no space to move. No time to think. The danger felt immediate and real. At this moment, Alex was terrified of the person standing in front of him. This fear was intense. It filled his whole body. He felt completely overwhelmed. To be terrified of someone means to feel extreme fear. It is much stronger than being afraid. Your body reacts before your mind can think. This is the highest level of fear. Your heart races. Your body freezes or shakes. You are fully controlled by fear. Before Alex could think, his body reacted on its own. He did not plan it. He did not decide it. His body moved by instinct. In this moment, Alex recoils from the person. This means his body pulls away suddenly and strongly because of fear. To recoil from someone means to move away suddenly and automatically. It is a physical reaction. The body reacts faster than the mind. After a few moments, the danger passed. Alex was safe. His heart slowly calmed down. But the experience stayed in his memory. Fear does not come in only one form. It starts small. It grows step by step. And English has different words for each level. When you understand the story behind the feeling, you will always know which word to use. Now Alex's story is complete. Through his journey, we clearly saw how fear grows step by step, from very small feelings to very strong reactions. Now, let's use this understanding in real life. I will share 8 daily life sentences, and after each one, I will explain why that specific fear word is used. Listen to this sentence carefully. I avoid my noisy coworker. Here, the word avoid is used because there is no fear. The coworker is not dangerous. Emma simply chooses distance to stay comfortable and focused. Now listen to this sentence. I feel uneasy around him. Nothing bad is happening. There is no clear danger. But the speaker feels uncomfortable inside. That is why we say feel uneasy around. Here is the next sentence. I fear walking through this park at night. In this situation, danger feels possible. The place feels unsafe. That is why the correct word here is fear. Now listen carefully. He is afraid of that man. This fear is focused on one specific person. It is personal. That is why we use be afraid of, not just fear. Here is another sentence. I dread meeting my strict boss tomorrow. Nothing is happening right now, but the fear is already there. This fear comes from thinking about the future. That is why the word dread is used. Listen to this one. He dreads speaking in front of the class. The speaking has not started yet, but the fear already feels strong. Again, this is why dread is the correct word. Now listen carefully. She is terrified of the dog. This is extreme fear. The danger feels immediate. Her body freezes. That is why we use be terrified of. And here is the final example. He recoiled from the attacker. This sentence shows a sudden physical reaction. The body moves back without thinking. That is exactly what recoil from means. If this video helped you understand fear words more clearly, subscribe to EngliMation for more story-based vocabulary lessons like this. And now, tell me in the comments which topic you want next.